Hello, everyone. Welcome to the virtual open day for the Level 3 International Introduction to the Study of Design, Media and Screen. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. My name is Trudy Asperger, and I am the Interim Programme Director for the International Studies Programme at London College of Communication. Okay, so why London College of Communication? The Level 3 course, and indeed LCC itself, covers a wide range of disciplines across design, media and screen courses. And we support our students in developing the skills they need to succeed as future-facing creatives through our industry-focused courses. So it really is a fantastic place to study. It's part of London College of Communication is part of UAL. It's one of 6 colleges in the university, which has an incredibly diverse body of students. So we've got around 18,000 students that come to study with us from around 130 different countries. It's ranked number 2. UAL is ranked number 2 for arts and design education in the world. And the Level 3 course itself is also very diverse, and we foster strong links with the pre-degree community, undergraduate communities across LCC and UAL. If you come to study with us, there's a huge range of different support services, from academic support, so people that will help you with your kind of written work and your studies, through to things like disability help, disability support, health, counselling and student advice. So there's a great deal of support services within the university that are there for our students. So the Level 3 course is delivered at the Limegrove campus, which is an absolutely beautiful building in Shepherd's Bush in West London. The building itself is Grade 2 listed and began life as the Hammersmith School of Building and Arts and Crafts. It really does have that sort of true essence of an old style British school as you walk around it. You can see on the image here of the entrance, the lovely, beautiful tiles. So it's a really fantastic campus, purpose-built for art and design, and has fantastic facilities, some of which I'll tell you more about. So in addition to the lots of different kind of workshops and studios, Limegrove has got a shop, an art shop, a canteen, IT, open access, a really lovely student lounge, lecture theatres, different media labs, a dark room and photography studios. There's also lots of outdoor space, a lovely courtyard where students can relax and also work outdoors and work on projects. So it's a really fantastic space. There's an image here of the printmaking facilities at Limegrove, which is a fantastic facility available to students. Limegrove is based in, as I said, in Shepherd's Bush in West London. And the area itself is really, really vibrant. It's got 3 local stations within a 10-minute walk. And the costume store, which is one of the halls of residence, is only 3 stops away at North Acton. The area is very close to lots of shops, cafes, restaurants, and there's the Westfield London Shopping Centre, which is just down the road, about a 10-minute walk away. Students who undertake the LCC Level 3 often make incredible progress throughout the year and develop independent creative thinking and research skills and discover their preferred pathway, whether it's design, media or screen-based. It's an in-person 33-week course, and teaching sessions facilitate students in exploring a whole range of different analog and digital media. The course encourages very much a multidisciplinary approach, and we provide each student with the opportunity to experiment and to discover discover which way they want to kind of focus their studies. We provide lots of pastoral care and support and advice and guidance for our students, ensuring you feel really supported, confident, and ready to progress to undergraduate study after the Level 3 course. So on the course, there are 5 different units, and if students successfully pass all 5 of those units, they are guaranteed a place on an undergraduate course at LCC. Which course that is will depend very much on the work you develop on the course, on your portfolio, but students progress to a whole range of different courses across design, media and screen schools at LCC. So I'll come on to some of the courses that students progress onto, but it might be anything from games art through to design for art direction, film practice, photography, or media communications. There's a real broad range of courses, and students come to us sometimes with quite a clear idea of what they want to study, but sometimes students come to us with sort of perhaps more limited experience of art and design, and they want to use the course to help guide them in their sort of progression and future study choices. So the course is for international students, and we encourage very much a practical and theoretical exploration. And we welcome students from a diverse range of backgrounds and countries who, are really just keen to develop their work in preparation for undergraduate. So the course is quite intensive and a very supportive year that ensures you are well progressed, well prepared and ready to progress. Students are in college approximately 15 hours a week, and there's also a significant component of independent study that we ask you to do in addition to that. So we also support you in developing those kind of key skills of time management and effective self-directed learning, which are essential for progression. This diagram just provides an overview of the different units on the course. So you can see as well how the units are sequenced. There are 3 very practical studio-based units, which are academic study skills for design, media and screen, introduction to HE studies in design, media and screen, and a personal project where you're able to develop your own brief, if you like, your own kind of ideas, your own project, which culminates in a celebration of your work, whether that's an exhibition or something online. We always have a celebration of student work at the end of the year. Underpinning these units are an academic English language unit, which helps to support you in developing your language skills, but also your use of academic language. The other unit that underpins throughout is the cultural and contextual studies. So you'll be learning about the context of the different subject areas you'll be studying. The first unit, academic study skills, is very much holistic and diagnostic and enables you to try lots of different things before focusing your creative area of study into a certain direction. Students have the opportunity to collaborate on projects, and we very much encourage group discussion and peer-to-peer learning on the course. We also facilitate social events, encouraging the development of a strong course community. And lots of students actually go on to remain really good friends as they progress through undergraduate study, and some actually recently into postgraduate study as well, following their degree course. There's a whole range of different staff expertise. So studio lecturers are specialists in different areas, from things like games design, games art, animation, film, illustration, graphic design. So you'll be taught by lecturers who are specialists in their field and who are best placed to support you in developing a portfolio. So I've got a couple of quotes here from previous students. This student, Alice Golovkina, and I'll just read it out. She had to say that working with other people who use English as their second language made me a more patient listener, as well as taught me to express my thoughts and ideas in a better and clearer way. I'm looking forward to progressing into my bachelor's degree course in order to meet more people with different backgrounds and learn from them. So she was really, really keen, as most students on our course are, in working with her peers, in discussing her ideas and sharing and collaborating, which is a really important part of any kind of creative education or creative industries. The Level 3 international course has given me the opportunity to engage in diverse conversations and discourse with a number of different people, spanning across many different cultures. So again, we get students from all over the world coming to study with us and coming to study on the Level 3 course, which is a really lovely opportunity for learning for our students. We have visiting professional practitioners coming in, so as well as, excuse me, as well as industry practitioners that are teaching you on a regular basis. We also invite professional practitioners, for example, photographer Sophie Wedgwood, come in to talk to our students about their work. We also facilitate study trips to galleries and museums to enrich the student understanding of what is a very dynamic and multicultural capital and its creative industries. So I've got some examples of student work from the Level 3 course that they developed whilst on the course. So I think it's really important to say actually that we're not expecting students to come to the Level 3 course with a finished perfect portfolio. What we're really interested in seeing is your development of ideas, some research as well to show us that you've been looking at things, that you've perhaps been going to galleries and museums, but we're definitely not looking for a finished perfect portfolio. That's what you'll be developing on the course. So this student went on to study illustration and kept absolutely gorgeous sketchbooks, which were a combination of observational drawing and imaginative drawing. This student went on from the Level 3 course to study graphic media design, and in fact just graduated last year. So they were particularly interested in developing their own typefaces. This student went on to study games design. And it's a little difficult to tell from this image, but actually they created an augmented reality game that you could play from a mobile phone. So you could scan an area of the room and it would build and you could collect these coins. So yeah, a really fantastic use of technology as well in the Level 3 course. And that's something we encourage. So you will have technical workshops in things like different Adobe packages, in augmented reality, and various other facilities that we have available for our students. I'm just going to share this video. This one doesn't have sound, but this student went on to study animation. So they designed the characters and the environments for a game, and this was a sort of trailer for the game. Okay, I'm just going to share the next one. So this is a film by a student called Prachi, who went on to study media communications. Just to warn you, the sound, it might sound a little strange at first. It's because the student's talking in two languages at the same time, but that will become apparent as the video moves on. Hopefully you can see this okay.
London's a confusing place. The people, the buildings, the roads. I don't know names of most of the streets. I can barely remember the bus route back home, but I'm so attached. Somehow I found home in the city that I can't find anything in. When I moved, I was certain that I won't ever call this place home. But I realized that it isn't a location that builds a home, but how you feel in it. What makes a home is much more than just the exterior. It's when the sirens become background noise. It's when you can come back to bed and the pillow feels familiar. It's when you feel at peace indoors. London makes me feel at home.
I find myself lost in a lot of ways. Lost while thinking, lost while feeling, lost while walking around London, but mainly lost while writing. मेरे लिए हिंदी में लिखना मुश्किल ही नहीं नामुमकिन है, especially without the Bollywood references coming in. Because for me, the languages वही है जो आपको समाचार में दिखाई देती है, वही है जो आपको दिल में सुनाई देती है, वही है जो you can speak. For me, both my languages have felt like polar personalities because in English I can think and I can make sense and I can write and I can talk for hours. But Hindi is a language for love. It's a language for respect. It's a language for emotions. Hindi प्रेम की भाषा है, हिंदी परिवार की भाषा है, हिंदी में I'm not me, I'm hum, हिंदी में you're not you, you're up. Hindi is home. But this home is made with imported cement and based off English interiors, so I feel unfamiliar even when I'm indoors. So here is a personal request to the world. I need a future where I don't feel foreign from both these languages. I need a bhavishya where I can feel like I own these two. A future where I don't have to bow down to oppressors by speaking the language I am more fluent in. A future where I don't have to feel distant from my culture by not speaking the language I was born into. एक दिन जहाँ मैं दोनों भाषा को अपना सकूं. A future where I can speak without being lost in translation.
This next video is a show reel that was put together. So the student had worked on various different pieces of moving image and animation, and they put this together for their application for undergraduate study. Okay, hopefully that gave you an overview of the types of work that students have produced on the Level 3 course. A whole range of different media, different approaches, all according to what they want to study in the future at undergraduate level. So we support students in their applications to a whole range of courses, including graphic and media design, games design, advertising, journalism, illustration and visual media, animation, film practice, and photography. And as I said earlier, students who successfully pass all of the units of the Level 3 course are guaranteed an offer for undergraduate study at LCC. Just on the screen there is the full list of the courses, the undergraduate courses that LCC offers. And as I've mentioned, we've got 3 different schools at LCC, the Design School, the Media School, and the Screen School. So I'd really encourage you to have a look through the different courses on the LCC website. Have a look at the different undergraduate courses that are on offer and think about what you might want to progress onto, and how the Level 3 might support you in progressing onto those courses. So if you are thinking of applying to the Level 3 course, we will ask to see a portfolio of your current work. And that is essentially a collection of work you've been doing. It might be at school, it might be at college, or you might have an art and design tutor. So it's a collection of the work showing how your creativity has developed. Something that shows your ability to work with different materials, perhaps different themes, different techniques, and critically how you research, develop, and plan your ideas. So there's an example on the left here of a student's portfolio, or some pages from a student's portfolio. And you can see it really sort of shows how they've worked out their ideas, how they've tested out different ideas. So it's not just the finished final outcome, but it also shows some of their research, some of their testing of different materials, different techniques, and how it shows us really a sense of them and how they might approach a creative problem or a creative project. And that's what we'd love to see from you, is some of your research and some of your ideas, as well as any kind of finished outcomes you might have made. We'll also ask for a personal statement as part of your application. And that should really tell us about your interests and tell us about you personally and why you want to perhaps study in a particular area and how you think the Level 3 course might support you in doing that. So you could tell us about different projects you've been involved in. That could be at school, different collaborations you've been involved in terms of creative projects, perhaps what you want to study and why, and what your interests are. We really want to know about you as a person and why you're interested in the course. Okay, that was a whistle-stop tour of the Level 3 course. You may have some questions. If you do, please do feel free to pop them into the Q&A box. There's also some contacts there on the screen, so I'd encourage you to either take a photograph or a screenshot of those email addresses in case you have specific questions around things like accommodation, admissions, student support, scholarships and fees. Yeah, there's plenty of contact email addresses should you wish to get in touch afterwards.
Thank you so much, Trudy, for spending some time talking about the LCC's Level 3 course. Please do, if you do have any questions, write them in the Q&A part on your control panel, and I will read those questions to Trudy. for the discussion. We have a few here already. So the first question for you, Trudy, is can you tell me a little bit more what exactly to include in a portfolio when making an application?
Usually when people are applying to the level 3 course, they might be applying directly from school or college. So any sort of art and design work or film work, or sometimes students even include things like sculptures, three-dimensional work, digital work. We really just want to see your work in progress, what you're currently doing. So I think that's what I'd really stress, is that it doesn't have to just be final outcomes or finished pieces of work. We also want to see the development that led to that outcome. So research, idea development, and how you got through that kind of creative process is what we'd like to see. And even if you're working on something at the moment that isn't quite finished, you could also include that and show us what you're currently working on. Yeah, I think that sort of covers it.
Thank you. I've got here another one. What kind of support is available to students when they are in London?
So UAL offers a whole range of different support services. So we have something called academic support, which is a fantastic group of individuals where you can book one-to-one tutorials. They will help with things like perhaps if you need to write an essay or do some written work, they'll support you with that. They can also support with things like understanding briefs, kind of deconstructing what you're required to do for a project. So there's academic support. The library services are also fantastic. We have incredible libraries at UAL and incredible librarians that will support you with your studies and help you find relevant research and books, journals. There's also student advice service, so they can provide advice on things like scholarships, fees. I'm just reading that off the screen. Also disability, dyslexia services, counselling, health and well-being. I'm probably missing some, but yeah, there's a whole range of different services. And on the course itself, I would say, you know, your tutors will provide a lot of support as well in terms of pastoral care and making sure that you are okay, you know, checking in with you, making sure you're attending lessons and checking everything's all right.
Thank you. Someone here is asking, is it possible to work whilst doing the level 3?
We do have students on the level 3 course that work alongside their studies. I think it would need to be part-time because it is a full-time course. And I would just say be mindful of, you know, getting overtired or burning out if you're working and studying at the same time. But obviously, you know, we support students who want or need to work alongside their studies. And the other consideration I would just say is the type of visa a student might be on, and what's allowed in terms of work is something to consider. But absolutely, we do have students that have part-time jobs whilst they're on the course with us. Another fantastic initiative at UAL is, and I've forgotten the name of it, Arts Temps. It's called Arts Temps, isn't it? Yeah. So you can actually, whilst you're studying, you can actually work for UAL as, say, a student ambassador for open days, things like that, and students are paid for various different projects. So there are opportunities within UAL for students as well in terms of work.
Thank you for that. Someone here is asking, what is the Lime Grove campus like?
Lime Grove campus is a really beautiful, beautiful old building. It feels very historic as you're walking around there. Beautiful, big, light studio spaces, fantastic facilities. yeah, it's got that sort of historic feel to it, and it's a lovely a lovely old building, beautiful kind of windows, but there's also fab modern canteen, cafe, student lounge, student kitchen, those kind of things. So it's really well set up for pre-degree studies. So you'll be studying alongside other pre-degree students at that dedicated campus.
Thank you, Trudy. Someone here is asking, how much collaboration is there on the course?
Really, in terms of collaborative projects, that sort of tends to be dependent on the discipline you're choosing to study and your own kind of personal, how much you want to do that. So, for example, in previous years, we've had students who want to study film collaborating in little teams to create films, because that's something that would very much be encouraged at undergraduate study. Other students prefer to work more independently. That's also absolutely fine. But what I would say is we do very much encourage group discussion, interaction with each other, and supporting students to build this sense of a kind of course community. And I don't know if I mentioned, we also put on social events as well to help students get to know each other and form friendship groups. So the opportunity for collaboration is definitely there. And we very much encourage sort of discussion and learning from one another. Because it's something that will be very much a part of a creative undergraduate degree and work in the creative industries as well.
Thank you. We've got someone here asking, do they need to have lots of technical skills before they start the course, or will they be able to learn that on the course? I know you were talking about some students taking up animation, and you were showing work with augmented reality. Do students come in with that knowledge, or are they taught that on the course?
No, absolutely not. We don't expect students to have sort of high-end technical skills before they come on the course. We do offer a series of different workshops depending on kind of where you choose to specialize. So, for example, if a student wants to study animation, we would deliver workshops in things like stop motion animation, or perhaps even some Adobe software like After Effects. But absolutely no, we don't expect students to come with lots of skills in software. You will be taught that on the course, and there's also opportunities to book extra support with kind of digital software. No, so don't worry if you prefer, or you're much more comfortable working in quite an analog way or by hand, that is absolutely fine.
Thank you. And now moving on to our last question. Is there anywhere where visitors can check out previous student work?
Oh, good question. I think there are some examples on the Level 3 course website, on the web page. That is probably the best place. And from time to time, we do have Level 3 work on the LCC Instagram, but it might require scrolling back quite a way, because it tends to be around sort of end of year time, and some of the Level 3 students' work is celebrated on the LCC Instagram. But do have a look at the examples of student work on our course webpage.
Perfect. That was the last of our questions. Before I close the session, Trudy, do you have any last words of parting wisdom for our audience?
I'm not sure about wisdom, but I really, I'm looking forward to seeing student applications and student portfolios. And I would just say, if you're interested in studying with us, get that application in. We're really excited to see what you're doing and to hear more about your kind of interests and to support students in progressing on to undergraduate study with us. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing applications and portfolios.
Thank you for that. Thank you for taking your time to talk about the Level 3 course. And thank you everyone for joining us today for this session. As Trudy mentioned, it is being recorded and we will share the recording with you in the very near future. If you do have any other questions, please do get in contact with us and we'll redirect them to the most relevant member of staff. We, as Trudy already mentioned, we do look forward to seeing your applications come through and for you starting your studies at London College of Communication. That's it from us for today. We hope you have a lovely rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Take care and bye-bye for now.
Bye.